Congratulations on the show.
Thank you.
Thanks.
What a cool concept.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Is that what drew you to it? I mean, telling fairy tales in a whole different way is kind of an interesting...
Yeah, I remember like watching the trailer to the original and thinking, oh wow, I'm surprised this hasn't been done before. How has nobody tackled, I know there are certain, Once Upon a Time is sort of fairy tale based, but this is like much more a horror thriller type.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought, wow, I'm surprised this hasn't been done, so I was excited.
Yeah, it's been fun also combining it into a regular world where these situations, more or less could happen in a certain form, which makes it, that much more exciting to watch. And the characters, it's not in your face as to who is who. You kind of get to follow it and figure it out slowly as the story evolves. And I think that keeps the audience intrigued, which is a lot of fun also for us to play.
Yeah.
So which storyline are you guys in? What are your characters and which fairy tale are you loosely based on?
I play Olivia, and she's a girl who is from Oklahoma, a small town, and she wanted a bigger city and a fresh start for herself, and kind of to start a life on her own and break away from just everything in family, and wanted to kind of go to grad school and take care of herself for once. And she kind of goes on this journey with a guy that she was not really prepared for, and we're a part of the Sleeping Beauty story.
Yeah, Sleeping Beauty.
And your role?
I'm this guy Tucker. He's a struggling he's a somewhat struggling novelist, and without getting too long-winded, he's a guy who has a bit of a dark side to him, but we don't quite know what that is after episode 1, and I don't want to give it away. But he's a guy who has like seemingly perfect life, but he struggles with some very, very dark things that he needs to resolve.
I think
How's
you
that
also,
for ambiguity?
That's good.
Thank you.
You should be a politician.
Thank you so much. Or a lawyer.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say that in the story it's interesting because I think you see both of their characters. They're both struggling in different ways with different components of their life, and then that's where their story kind of starts, I guess.
And how are all the stories linked in this show? Because there are 3 different tales going on at the same time, right?
I don't know. They do, like, for example, my fiance in the show is directly involved with the Beauty and the Beast storyline. So therefore, my character, I was just actually I just met Carrie Ann Moss, who's in the show, and we have our first scene together. And we're in 2 separate storylines, but we have our first scene together in like next week, because my fiance is her daughter. So it's this kind of it does sort of intersect.
Last season we had all the storylines were taking place in the same city, but were more or less very separate. And I think what's cool about this season is that it's more or less based around the same family, and so all of our storylines are quite connected, and you're seeing all the characters kind of intertwined in different ways, and I think that's going to be it's going to be really fun to watch.
Yeah, actually, I just realized, and then my wife's brother, or my fiance's brother, is in the Cinderella story.
How many episodes have you guys filmed?
1.
Just 1?
Yeah.
Okay. So
that's why we're a little bit like
brand
floundering here.
spanking new.
Yeah. We're like, yeah.
So you don't really know where it's going yet.
Kind of not really. Exactly. So we're doing our best here.
We're trying to make it seem like we do.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Great.
By the way, story of my life, by the way. Yeah.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
The audition process for this, obviously you're coming into, a big CBS type of show. What type of, you guys have chemistry tests, I would imagine, and auditions. What's that process like for you? And did you find out right away you got this? Or?
Well, we'd both worked with Kevin before, which was, I think, very helpful. But we luckily, I think, well, this was season 2, so I guess we didn't audition for this one.
I didn't audition for any of the seasons, if we're being completely honest. I didn't do a chemistry read. I didn't do an audition. I didn't do a single thing. They just were like, let's hope he's good. And then it was too late to recast me. And then they just kept with it. No, I think because Kevin, the reason I didn't audition for this is because Kevin and I worked together for 8 years on the Vampire Diaries. And I think that you know, he saw what I was able to do, and he was just like, well, okay, he can do it. So it was very flattering. I'm not in that position very often.
I think you more or less wrote the part for him, like for Paul, with like envisioning you.
Yeah. No.
How nice
Yeah.
is that?
It's very nice. Honestly, it's extremely flattering. Y'all jokes aside, it's a luxury that I'm not going to get used to. I'm not, you know, going to get too used to. It was like a rare thing.
Yeah, it's
very
also
cool.
such an honor to get to work with someone, again, that you know, that you've known for so long. And I've known Kevin since I started on the originals, and he's such remarkable. I mean, he's created this just empire, and I really, really admire him and his work, and all the different facets of stories that he likes to tell. Like he likes to he likes a specific, like he likes the dark, sexy world, but he has so many different ways of telling a story like that. No pun intended.
Want more extra? Hit the subscribe button and the bell and never miss a video.